What's happening, guys? Sam Adams here, and welcome to the Bethesda E3 2019 briefing recap, because hey, there was a lot of news to come out of last night's show, and it's something that I do want to give my 2 cents on. So without further ado, let's go ahead and break down the top news coming out of Bethesda for E3 of 2019. To begin the entire show, Todd Howard came out and took the bull by the horns. Fallout 76, the game that was supposed to be one of 2018's biggest hits, ended up being one of the games that was sitting on store shelves gathering dust for months at a time, some even bundled in with rubber bands on just various products being sold throughout game stores. With all that being said, the future of Fallout 76 actually looks pretty promising. Nuclear Winter is a battle royale mode, which is coming to Fallout 76, which actually could work, I will also say. But on top of that, you have the Wastelanders DLC coming out later in the year as a free update. This includes stuff like actual in-game human NPCs and full dialogue trees, both basic, foundational elements of a Fallout game that were for some reason completely and totally left out of Fallout 76, leaving the game to feel like a hollow shell of what it very well could be. But all of this to say, 2019 looks to be the year that Fallout 76 actually could make a full 180 and turn around and really get people back in the game. Now, the game has improved a good bit since launch already, but with these new additions, I think that Fallout 76 actually could make a pretty big redemption. Do you remember Elder Scrolls Blades, the mobile game that was announced during E3 of 2018? A very exciting game, a cool mobile take on the world of Elder Scrolls. Of course, it's not open world, but if you enjoy the dungeon crawling elements, then this one is going to be a perfect fit for you. That is getting a lot of updates. You have multiplayer coming in a sort of kind of roundabout way, but essentially the biggest news is that it's now coming to the Nintendo Switch for free. On top of that, Joy-Con motion controller support is also going to be included in the game. This sounds like it could be actually a better Elder Scrolls game on Switch than Skyrim was. That's saying something. One that came out of left field was GhostWire Tokyo, a brand new game that was shown off by an adorable little Asian girl. But that's beside the point. Essentially, GhostWire Tokyo is this conceptual game where people in Tokyo are disappearing and you have to find out what is happening to them. The trailer is terrifying, it's creepy, it's weird, I love it. I'm digging it, and I like the fact that we see something completely and totally new at the Bethesda conference. And so, I am very excited to see what this project actually turns out to be, but I suppose we will have to wait a bit longer to see what it actually is. For fans of Elder Scrolls Online, more content is coming. Of course, Elsewhere, a brand new expansion, was just released a couple of weeks back, but on top of that, you've got more dungeon DLC coming later in the year, a lot of new content coming for fans of ESO. Of course, the game just hit 13.5 million lifetime players, very impressive numbers there, but moreover, it's still getting new content, new updates, and that's what really keeps this style of game alive. I wasn't sure Elder Scrolls Online would actually take off, but considering the lore, considering the world, considering the passionate player base, it looks like it's doing really, really well. Then we saw a brand new Commander Keen. I'm more interested in the lore behind this mobile game because apparently Commander Keen is the grandson of BJ Blazkowicz and the father of Doom Guy. So there are kids in the trailer. One of these kids is Doom Guy, and that is the most interesting thing about this game from my take. But after we saw this, we also saw Wolfenstein Youngblood getting a brand new trailer. Of course, this being the co-op standalone DLC game, I guess is the best way to describe it, that is going to be coming out on July 26th of 2019 if you do want to get in on some co-op Nazi killing action. I will say I don't know if Youngblood is actually standalone DLC. It's a brand new game, but it feels like DLC for Wolfenstein. It's a weird situation, but nonetheless, just a really cool looking Wolfenstein experience. As if there's anything else. They're all cool. Arcane Studios unveiled their next big project, and it's not a Dishonored game, shockingly. Instead, it's a game called Deathloop that does incorporate some Dishonored mechanics, but it's a very interesting concept. Essentially, the idea behind the scenes is that two assassins are trying to kill each other. One is trying to end the chaos, one is trying to cause the chaos, and collectively they have to keep this cycle going, the Deathloop if you will, by continuously killing each other. That's the premise of the game. How will this game pan out? I'm still not sure, but what I do know is that Dishonored is a fantastic series, and you see a lot of those same elements in Deathloop. But whenever I'm looking at this game and I'm trying to figure out how the gameplay would work, I'm almost getting a bit of a Assassin's Creed multiplayer kind of vibe with it. And of course, that includes a little bit of stealth, a little bit of high-octane action. That's a pretty good blend, and this world, I think it could work very well. To round out the games talk, Doom Eternal. Oh man, does this game look good. We have a release date of November 22nd of 2019, so it's coming out right in the thick of the holiday season. If you want to escape from your family gathering around Thanksgiving, you can go kill some demons on Earth. But the monsters and the demons in this game, just unlike anything we have seen before in Doom, the weapons are over the top. The soundtrack, as phenomenal as always. I cannot wait to dive into this game. It is just exactly what I want from Doom. More of the same exact stuff, but just even more. And now let's talk about this Orion project from id Software. It's not a game, it's not a new IP, it's nothing of that sort. It's actually basically a framework for streaming services that lowers the amount of bandwidth you need to actually have a genuine quality gameplay experience on stuff like Google Stadia and Project xCloud. According to the conference itself, Orion allows you to stream games at 20% faster per frame, which greatly reduces the latency you experience whenever you're playing something via an internet connection and you're playing it in real time. But on top of that, it lowers the amount of bandwidth you need by about 40%, making something like 4K 60 very much so easily achievable with a relatively middle-of-the-road connection. The big question is, who is going to take advantage of this service? Of course, Microsoft is collaborating with every company these days, and on top of that, I'm sure that Google Stadia could use this same kind of benefit as well. But we will see how the future of streaming games does end up panning out. Of course, Google Stadia, a big part of the next generation, making some big moves, but again, yet to be seen if people are going to be adopting it as early as they needed to. That pretty much gives you a highlight reel of the best announcements from the show, and so what would I rate this conference for E3 2019? Bethesda gets a 9 out of 10. Of course, more stuff can always be added, but when it comes down to it, Bethesda had such a rough year between E3 2018 and 2019 that to be able to come out and flip the narrative on Fallout 76, to be able to come out and show off new experiences, to be able to come out and show off classic experiences with a new coat of paint such as in Doom Eternal, I think a lot has been done correct in this specific conference, and so therefore it gets a 9 out of 10 from your boy. But of course, in the comments section, let me know what caught your eye, what was the best gameplay, what was the biggest announcement. I would love to hear your thoughts, and if you happen to be new here, do subscribe to the channel because there's always new content rolling out, and it's a very exciting time for those of us that love the gaming industry. But until next time, you guys have a fantastic rest of the day. I will talk to you soon, and peace.